Hello everybody, it is More Mike and Knuckle with yet another Steven Universe episode review. These bombs are just... there's too many episodes to review and watch, along with all the homework and stuff, so sorry that these reviews are getting out a little bit later, but I'm doing my best. So this episode, it could have been great. Let's just say that could have... it was a good episode. It was great. So, I'm going to begin with the cons like I usually do, and... what cons? I can't really think of anything off the top of my head other than just stuff that they kind of glossed over. But it's like they glossed over it because they, keeping it a secret. And it's like, if you want to keep something secret so you can reveal it later on, I'm not gonna hold that against the show. That just means that later on it's gonna get really good and hyped up. So let's begin with some of the positives. The Peridot song at the very beginning of the episode. I wasn't expecting Peridot to sing at all. Like, I wasn't really expecting another song for the rest of the Steven Bomb. I was like, okay, we got the song and the answer. We're probably not gonna get a song for another few episodes, and I just didn't assume that episode would also be in the Steven Bomb. But the Peridot song is probably... it's up there for one of my favorite Steven Universe songs. Also, just the space, not even the space, when they went to the moon. It just looked very visually appealing. It was just, wow, this is like animation. This is what animation should look like in like other shows, It shouldn't be like that garbage animation that they're like, it's funny because it's poor animation. That makes it funny, right? But it just looked visually stunning, and I will easily just watch this episode again and again just to look at it. Giant feeling to it, the fact that the characters are so small and anything could happen to them. Speaking of anything could happen to them, the cluster thing, the fact that it showed what the cluster was going to do to Earth and Peridot actually began to get excited about it, it was kind of a little bit creepy. Also, that one giant orb in that room that they walked by, it's foreshadowing, and I give points to foreshadowing, especially when it's obvious foreshadowing, but you'd have no idea what's going on, and so it's like obvious foreshadowing, but it's also not obvious. The fighting between the Crystal Gems and Peridot, I also felt, was very well done, because, everybody's like, oh, Peridot's gonna love the world now because she's been a part of the Crystal Gems and it's okay, and then all of a sudden this happens.
They've spent thousands of years trying to protect the Earth. I thought maybe you finally understood why.
Then it's like, oh yeah, she's still part of Homeworld. Her alliance is still laying there. And I just find that very interesting because, everybody was like, I hope she becomes a Crystal Gem. But let's just say the odds are not tipped in her favor for becoming a Crystal Gem. And I think that's, hey look, character development. Our characters are actually layered and, more real. They're not flat with one reused joke over and over and over and over and over again. So good job to the character writers. Good job to the Crewniverse for doing that. Because I really like it when characters are really in-depth. Also, yay for continuity. Just, it's a drill episode. They've been doing, that's the story arc that's been going on recently. So... yeah, that was an amazing episode, and I can't wait for the next episode. It's going to be amazing, especially if they have another cliffhanger, because I know I always say how much I hate cliffhangers, but I actually really love cliffhangers. It's like a love-hate relationship, You're like, oh no, a cliffhanger! That was so good, and it gets me so hyped, but I don't want to wait, I think everybody that hates cliffhangers, it feels kind of in a similar way, whether they like to admit it or not. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Well, it can't be a true fandom until they have, like, fan art of everyone lying in the grass. This is not a drill. She's singing.
The words relate to the key. If it's a pattern, then just repeat after me.
Did that key mean anything, or was that just a visual gag? I don't know. Is this an arc?
Yes, Stephen, the moon. Lion, can you
Space
make
Race
us a
Part
special
2.
score? You've earned your naps for the week.
Until we need to get back. It's the
Hey,
timing.
look up space. Don't blow it.
Space! We're in space, mate!
Whoa.
Space. They're all looking at the thing, and then Steven's like, lol, what are you looking at? For a second I thought it was going to be a giant piano and that music at the beginning was going to come back around, but guess not. It's like Into the Bunker, except they're going up instead of down. That's foreshadowing if I ever saw it. There's no way she found the right files that fast by just going through them and not typing anything.
This wasn't used for games. Aw, it was used for
But
playing
PC
cards.
Master Race. Got a blast.
Here, let's just go.
Yeah, she's like a baby. She's so young. Wait, did Garnet not see the giant obvious diamond-shaped thing in her hand and that's the end? It didn't even have the little like zoomy zoom. How was I supposed to know that was? Well, that was. I assume tomorrow is also a direct continuation of that. And I can't wait to see how that ends up. It's gonna be so awesome. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you all for watching.